At this cafe on Victoria's southwest coast, merry customers celebrated the holiday season by dining out.
We've never sold as many cocktails, as much wine, as many pots of beer. People wanted that cheap thrill. Maybe there was a sense of having a little bit more cash in their pocket after, everyone's still trading on this after COVID type thing.
But as interest rates rise, long-time restaurateur John Watson knows the good times won't necessarily last.
To go, or are you going to have that here? I think the writing's on the wall. People are probably starting to run out of that discretionary spend money. They'll still come out for a meal and have that nice time out, but the extras go.
In the December quarter, Australia's economy grew slower than expected at 0.5%, with annual growth at 2.7%. Services exports, such as education and tourism, helped drive growth as travel resumed. But it was a slump in imports and spending on overseas holidays that kept money at home, preventing the economy from shrinking. Household spending rose, but it was the weakest quarterly increase outside of lockdowns since the pandemic began. And households saved the smallest share of their income since September 2017.
The story of these national accounts is the story of higher interest rates biting, higher inflation biting, combined with difficult global conditions.
Retail sales fell in December, but Susan Chan says shoppers at her store weren't cutting back.
We did notice that every time there was a hike in the interest rates, that day was going to be a little bit quieter, but generally this Christmas was our biggest Christmas spend ever, actually. I noticed the perfume oils have been going pretty quick.
She says that could be because her customers tend to be older and are not as affected by rate hikes. But with several loans herself, she certainly is.
It's very scary. I don't even want to think about it at the moment, but I am still optimistic.
The latest data also shows house prices nationally continued to fall, which makes people feel less wealthy, so they tend to spend less. Economists say it's further evidence rate hikes are working, suggesting while we might avoid a technical recession, it's beginning to feel like one. Consumer prices eased in January, which means the worst of inflation is behind us. But economist Joe Masters still expects 2 further rate hikes, with the cash rate peaking at 3.85%.
Look, I don't want to sugarcoat it. Some Australians are going to feel an enormous amount of pain, particularly leveraged home buyers who are facing a material increase in interest rates.
Down Under Enterprises is already under pressure. The company grows and exports essential oils mainly to the US, where the risk of recession is even higher.
Consumers, say in North America, are pulling back on spending. That's obviously impacting our customer sales of their retail products and therefore impacting our sales of our products.
Business is down 50%, but Deanne Prather is hopeful.
Things are tough, and to be honest, we're holding on, we're holding in, and we will just have to wait until the customers come back.
A sentiment for uneasy economic times.